Dear students, welcome to the FR orientation session. We have planned this orientation session to answer all the questions that the students might have. I want to welcome you on this journey for this great exam. This is really interesting and exciting exam. At times, it might feel that this is an overwhelming exam because the content is a lot that we have to cover. However, it is very interesting, very useful for you people because this is going to help you a great deal when you are going to get into your practical lives. Okay, the first things that you're going to deal with when you join any audit firm or any office or working place, all the concepts that you're going to have in this exam will be greatly helpful for you. So this is a very critical exam, and a lot of knowledge in this exam is going to come from the initial paper, which is the financial accounting, and the knowledge that you're going to attain during this session will be useful in the next exam, that is going to be the strategic financial reporting. So this is going to be very useful. So let's begin and understand what we have for you. So the first thing is the introduction. Myself, I qualified back in 2006, and I have been teaching this exam for a long time. And I have been part of Vertex since 2023, and I have taught this syllabus, this course in many institutions, and I have been very successful with exceptional results. Okay, so I believe that, like all my students, you have the potential to do well in this exam because, again, financial reporting is an exam that also has a very high pass rate. So this is good news, but you will only be able to have a good score and achieve good marks if you work hard, you put in the required level of effort that is needed for this exam. Okay, so let's begin. That was about myself. I will be your tutor for this exam. I will be conducting the live sessions. I will be available for your support on WhatsApp. I will be marking your assignments. So it's going to be good, learning with you people. And I believe, like all my students, you people are going to put a lot of effort. You won't be finding me any less. So together we are going to have a really high pass rate. Okay, so let's see. So first of all, looking at the purpose of the exam, what are the aims of the exam? So this exam will put you in a position that you can have a really solid understanding of the accounting standards, whether they are IASs or whether they are IFRSs. So a good solid understanding in terms of their application, in terms of their disclosures will be learned, and we will also learn the conceptual framework that underlies all the elements of the financial statements. So let's see. This is by the examiner, the aims that the examiner has told us that we want to develop and develop the skills and the understanding and the knowledge and the for the application of the accounting standards and the conceptual and regulatory frameworks of accounting for the preparation and financial statements of single and group entities. Okay, so you can expect questions for the group accounts like the consolidation and the single entity as well. You will be required to deal with complicated analysis, then interpret the results of your analysis, and a specific question is allocated for this purpose. So, uh, the conceptual and regulatory framework or the are the concepts on which you're going to make your financial statements. So it's a combo of the accounting standards and the conceptual and the regulatory framework that provides you a platform for making credible financial statements. Okay, so we are going to learn about all the important standards. Like, there are many standards. All of the standards are not covered in this exam. Only the practical standards which are required and are applied in everyday lives of the auditors and the accountants. So those will be tested, and there is going to be a certain level on which they will be tested. Like all those accounting standards have been tested at at an earlier level, which is financial accounting. Now it is FR, and later on it's going to be another exam, and you will see a greater, deeper application of those standards. Okay, so this is the main aim, the main purpose of the exam. After that, we look at the position, as I have been discussing, where this exam lies. This exam lies in the middle. Initially, you have been studying the financial accounting. So all the standards, all the concepts you've already studied at FA level. And this exam also has a connection with the law exam, because you have to look at the legalities of everything. So all the knowledge that you have gained in the law exam will be useful. At times, students, it's normal that they have attempted the law exam and then they come for the FR. However, they can also join the FR because it's not that critical. It might help you, but FR is a totally accounting based exam. And then the understanding that you have learned, that you have applied at FR level, will be used at the SBR, which is the strategic business reporting. That is the highest level of financial reporting that you're going to be doing. So again, the standards, the concepts that you have been learning at FA level, then learning at FR level, would be again applied at the SBR level, but the level of depth and the understanding at that level will be different. Okay, so different levels of difficulty are applied
Let my
in this. Okay, so I hope we have good understanding. We know the position of this exam, and we also know where we are going to get the help. What is the foundation for this exam? Okay, so this was about the position of the exam. Moving on to the overview of this exam, like what you should be imagining, what you should be thinking when you're studying this exam. As I told you, that this exam is going to be useful when it comes to working as an auditor in a firm, working in a company. So all the knowledge that you have learned here will be useful, and you will have the ability to apply those standards that you have learned, and you will be able to do the practical work that you have been studying. So let's look at the importance as well. We have looked at the approach. Like your approach should be, when you're studying, you should be thinking, like, how should I be applying all the knowledge that I have learned here? And now, if we look at the importance area, let's understand like how it is important, how this knowledge will be useful. That is related to the importance area. Okay, fine. So uh, like all the knowledge that you have learned will be applied in various situations. Like every business is different, and like you will be dealing at like the inventory, the IS2, and there will be certain businesses where a different type of inventory where you will be applying IS41 as well. Okay, so the accounting standards are diverse, and they are made to deal with the various requirements of businesses. Okay, so you will be dealing with all sorts of situations. When you work with this situation, you work with the audit firms, you get to know all sorts of businesses, and you see how those standards that you have learned at the in this exam will be applied in real life. Okay, and it also applies to the implications of every standard, like how the presentation should be done, how the disclosure should be made. And you can say that this journey is from the very basic double entry to complicated group accounts. Okay, like this part is critical here, that in in a lot of questions you will be required to do the basic double entry, and you need to have a good understanding of how things work out. And then you will be taken at the highest level, which is making the group accounts, although again the double entry would be there as well, but it will be a bit more complicated. So this journey is from a very basic level to the highest level. Okay, so all your understanding of the basic concepts from the FA will be useful here, and we're going to build on that. Okay, So this was about the importance and how we are going to use the uh, understanding that we already have, and then move on for this exam and for the next level. If we now move on to the next one, we have this format of this exam. Okay, I will just pause here and I would ask you whether are we comfortable with whatever we have discussed. If there are any questions, you can ask me the questions before I get along with the format and how to attempt the exam. We have a details section where I'm going to discuss various standards and all the areas. And like right now, we're looking at the exam format. I will be relating all the topics with how each topic will be tested in the exam. Okay. So, till now, if there are any questions, I'm here for your questions. Yes, people. So it seems that we are going strong. Okay. So the format of this exam, the format is pretty much the same like any skills level exam. It will be 100 marks. There will be 3 hours available for this exam. There are going to be three sections of this exam. Section A, Section B. Section A is going to be the multiple choice questions. Section B is going to be the OT style questions, where you will have a scenario given, and every scenario will have 5 questions related to it. And but one thing that I would like to uh, pinpoint here, that never look for selective study in this exam. You see, in section A, the examiner says that I can test any area. In section B, they say that they can test any area. They have given a certain guideline for the section C, that there are specific questions that will be tested in section C. But in section A and section B, they will be testing all areas of the syllabus. So I'm going to discuss the pitfalls later in the slides, but I should prioritize, establish this fact that many students who are not able to pass this exam make this grave mistake of not understanding all the topics. Leaving certain topics on choice is not an option. So you need to prepare well. Okay. You see, a lot of students tell me that they were not lucky. So in an exam, if you want to be lucky, you have to prepare well. If you are very well prepared, you will always get lucky, because there is going to be no question that you cannot attempt. Okay. So practice well, understand each and everything. Don't try to rush things. Try to understand things. Have a, get the idea what the standard is going to be applied to which situation, and master it. Okay. Don't try to do a lot of questions. Like, whatever topic you study, understand it. There is no goal that you have to do all the revision kits, all the questions. It's not like this. You should do that, but without understanding, you should not move on. Okay, make sure that you understand the concept, and then you apply that. You apply that by looking at the questions related to that area. Okay, a lot of students make this mistake of just rushing through things, and that costs them dearly. They do not end up passing the exam. So, if you want to pass this exam, understand concepts, do plenty of question practice, but again, it should be quality. You should not compromise quality, that you just start rushing through the questions, always looking at the solution. Okay, you should understand the questions, try to attempt them, put yourself in the exam situation, and then look at the answers and see whether you have done it right or wrong. And if you encounter a difficult question, you should do it like minimum 3 times. I would say that, if you master something, what you do is you get a lot of confidence in dealing with such a thing. So whenever such a concept that comes that is difficult, and you have mastered it by doing it 1 time, second time, the third time, that is the golden rule, that when you do something the third time, you literally cruise while doing it. Okay. So my advice is to do little, but do it in a way that you understand it deeply. Okay. That will help you deal with the complicated situations in the exam with ease. Okay. So as we progress, I will be telling you how to deal with those things. So no selective study and no rushing. Make sure that your goal should be getting a thorough, deeper understanding of the concepts. Okay. For that, we have detailed lecture videos, which are very comprehensive. And after that, we have the quizzes. I will be conducting the live sessions, and there will be the WhatsApp support as well. Okay. So moving on. The section B, again, as I said, that it is going to be focused on any area of the syllabus. The examiner hasn't given any guideline. But for section C, okay, let me just go through these. Like there are going to be 15 MCQs in section A, and every MCQ is going to be 2 marks. So we can say that this is 30 marks for section A, 30 marks for section B. There are going to be 15 questions. Those in section B, those 15 questions will be divided into 5 questions for each data response, like a small piece of information would be given, and those 5 questions will be related to it. Then another 5 marker and another like 5 questions. So overall, 15 questions, which mean 30 marks again for section B. So it means that for section A and section B, there are overall 60 marks. Section A 30 marks, section B 30 marks. Overall, it's a sum of a 60 mark. Okay. So the approach is that you go for section A and section B first, and you try to get maximum marks from these two sections, and you reach close to a pass mark, and then you approach the section C, because in section C students tend to waste some time. So if you first up attack section C, there is a good chance that you won't be able to attempt the other two sections. So the best way is to approach section A and section B first, try to get maximum marks from there, and then go for section C. Because section C is different. It is going to be constructed questions where you have to answer full questions in the Excel, and you will have to do all the working, so that can be time taking. Okay. So and now if we proceed to what will be tested in section C, the examiner has provided us some guideline. Like you will be dealing with 2 questions, two 20 markers, since the 60 marks are covered in the section A and section B. And now you have the section C where you have 2 questions. Every question would be a 20 marker. And the examiner has given us a guidance that one of the questions will be on ratios, analysis, and interpretation. The other question can be on group accounts and can be on single entity financial statements. Okay. Usually it is on group accounts, but it has been observed that the examiner has been testing the single entity financial statements. These questions are not like difficult. The important thing is the greater grip that you have on standards, the more easier you will be able to deal with all those section C style questions. So since this exam is all based on the standards, your ability to have a grasp on the meaning, the interpretation of the standards, if you have that, if you have good grips on the accounting standards, you will be able to deal with all the sections. Section A, section B, and section C will all be testing standards, the accounting standards. Okay. So if you have good, deeper understanding, you're going to be fine. The section C will be human marked. The section A and section B are MCQs, and the computers can mark them. Okay. So I hope the format is clear. In trying to discuss the format, I also discussed the approach. However, there are specific slides dedicated for this. Okay. Yes, please. There's a question.
Okay, thank you very much. You stated, I want to get clear, the section A and B is going to be computer marked, right?
Then you attempt section C. Yes, you're right.
Then section C is human marked.
Yes.
Okay. So my question is this. My question is, for me, this is my first time. I don't really know much on the structure. That's why this seminar, this orientation class is quite important for me. I want to know, is it like an exam where you need to come in with your computer, with your calculator, or is it that you're going to be writing it on a computer? I want to get.
Yes, you can have the calculator. However, the center, the platform that ACCA provides also provides you with the help. You can have the calculator on screen. You can do that. You can use your own calculator, and we also have plenty of question practice available on site, which if you watch them, you can have a good understanding of how to do those questions. So I hope I was able to answer your question.
Okay, yes. So meaning that with what I can get from what you just stated is that the ACCA will provide uh, the calculator on the system for you to
Yes,
use. Or
exactly.
okay,
Yes.
okay. So there's no need. So while preparing for the exam, working with Excel is quite key to do your workings. Is that okay? So that you can be someone can be prepared towards the nature of how this, because I've not sat for it before, so I don't know how
Yes,
the
yes.
environment
Yeah.
it
Like
goes.
once you follow all the videos, the lecture videos, you will get to know how to deal with the calculator, how to apply the formulas in the Excel. And you really do not need the calculator. Actually, Excel, you can do it. However, you will be provided with that, and you can have the physical calculator with you as well. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we can then proceed with the uh, the moving on with the next ones. So let's see. So we were looking at the exam format. We were looking at this the guidance on the attempting, and we had this question. So let's move on now to the further aspects where we are going to look at the next area. That is okay. Fine. Okay. So the next one that we have is, yeah, let me just set it up. Fine. The next slide. So now we look at the key areas. We have been looking at the conceptual and the regulatory framework, the interpretation, as I told you that one of the question in section C will be on interpretation. One of the question will be on group accounts and single entity financial statements, and your conceptual and regulatory framework will also be tested. And obviously, every area is supported, is getting the guidance from the accounting standards. Okay, so this is the overall, like the you can say the overview. We will get into all the specific standards, all the important standards that will be covered in the next slide. However, the main importance, the weightage of the topics, the bulk of the marks will be related to your accounting standards. In all the three sections, whether it is the group accounts, for group accounts, there are also accounting standards. Okay. So you cannot run away from the accounting standards. Okay. Everything will be getting all the guidance from those accounting standards. Okay. So if we now move on to the next one, we will have all the standards listed. Okay, what a question here. Yeah, I'm looking at your questions as well. Exactly. Yes, that is very important. Okay, I will just like to read this question or the statement that the student has made. One thing I know is that students must study the entire syllabus properly to be ready for any questions. Yes, no selective learning. This is very important that you should not go for any selective study, because the examiner has such a wide range of like the sections to test you. Like in section A, there is no guidance, like which area would be tested. In section B, there is no guidance given as he's going to test a specific area. There's no such thing. He can test anything. So you cannot risk your exam success on selective study. Okay, so that is very, very important to look at every aspect. And from my side, I can guarantee that we have provided all the areas which are covered in the lecture videos. They are very comprehensive. They are supported with quality question practice from various sources, from number of kits, from ACCA Hub. So from our side, we have provided you a lot of understanding and the practice material. It is for you people to put in the effort so that you could understand things. Okay, so say no to selective learning. Okay, this is not going to get you a pass mark. Okay, So moving on to the next one, the exam technique and the strategies, although we have had a bit of a discussion on that, but let's see the exam technique for time management, for the approach to questions and the common pitfalls. First of all, the big issue, like I tell this every time to my students, never go for section C first. But still, a lot of students try to attack the section C first, and in doing so, what they do is they waste a lot of time on that section, and they end up not completing the section A and section B. So the best time management is go for section A and section B first, and then go for section C. When it comes to time management, in the next slide, we're going to have this whole calculation, like how many marks are available for each mark, how many minutes are available for each mark, and how to approach a question. The common thing that at times these certain questions might be very complicated and they might be wasting your time. So you could just leave them and move on to the next question and attempt them. Maybe you might not be great at that specific topic. And if you look at the other questions, you might be flowing and you might be going through very easily. The common pitfalls are simply wasting time on a specific question which seems to be difficult, or going for section C first and not doing a proper study, deeper study, and a complete study, going for selective study. So these are common pitfalls. These are just the overview. In the upcoming slide, we're going to look at this detailed discussion where, first of all, the time management aspect. As I said, that 1.8 minutes can be allocated per mark. So if you are looking at how much time to allocate to section A, section A is 30 marks. So you simply multiply 30 into 1.8, you will get to know how much total time you can allocate to that section. And then you can also look at the individual question. Each MCQ is for 2 marks. So 2 marks multiplied by 1.8 minutes lets you know how much time you have for each question. And then you can also apply this approach to section C. You have the 20 marker, 220 markers. So you simply can multiply the 20 marks by 1.8. How they have got this 1.8 is that you see you have 3 hours and every hour has 60 minutes. So if you have 3 hours, that makes it 180 minutes. So if you have 180 minutes and you have a total marks that you have to complete is 100. So if you simply divide 180 by 100, you get this 1.8 minutes per mark. Okay, so this is how they have calculated this thing. And this is just a very simple, very effective calculation formula that you can apply to every question. Okay. I've also emphasized in great detail how to attempt which section to be attempted first, like section A and section B first, and then go for section C. Another aspect which is very important is reading the requirements properly. Okay, and like I've been discussing questions with students in the live session, and when I am doing any question, I look at the requirement first. This is critical because if you start reading the question and then looking at the requirement, you would like to read the question again. Okay, but if you read the requirement first, what happens is you have some idea what you're going to look at in the question when you read the question. Okay, so make this a habit. Look at the requirement first, read the requirement first, and then look at the scenario. Then look at the question. Then look at the information that is provided, whether it is the OTQ in section B, whether it is the single MCQ, or there will be some information. But look at the requirement first. You have something in your head what you're looking for, and then you can look for that specific thing while you read. Same applies for section C, looking at the requirement, whether you're required to make a consolidated statement of financial position or a consolidated statement of profit or loss, or you're looking at financial statements of a single entity, whether you're going to do the analysis, like they want analysis of specific area, maybe the shareholder ratios, maybe the profitability ratios, and then you look at the question so that you have some idea what sort of information you are looking to extract from this question or the information that is provided by the examiner. Okay, so these are very very important things. Okay, and if you follow them, you will see that your study will become easier. Okay, so these are basic mistakes which a lot of students miss out. And while I'm doing the live session, students tell me, sir, this is very important that we look at the requirement first. Okay, so this is of prime importance. Okay, planning your section C is critical. I'm looking at this point. Plan your section C. I have done specific videos. I will share it with you, like how to look at a specific interpretation question. You see, the examiner designs the section C questions in a very intelligent way, and you need to read them carefully so that you have a good understanding of specific points that the examiner has given, and you should be able to pick them up and write them in your answers. Okay, you could write a general answer, but you're going to lose specific marks which the examiner has put in the scenario, that if you pick up, you will get those extra marks. Okay, as I told you, I've done this video for extra marks, and I might do this video in between. We're going to be doing certain webinars during the session to reinforce the important areas. Okay, so section C is tricky, and we will do plenty of practice for that. But you need to look at all the information that is provided and pick up specific points which the examiner has given them as hints to be used in the main answer. Okay, because your interpretation question is tricky. Moving on to the management, the time management. You see, the time management is crucial. Why is it crucial? Because if you are unable to attempt all the 100 marks, then you're actually taking a big risk, a big gamble of trying to get your 50 marks out of maybe 80 marks. If you have attempted 80 marks, you will be trying to get your 50 out of whatever you have attempted. If you manage time badly and you were only able to attempt 60 marks or 70 marks, then you could imagine that you're trying to get your 50 marks from whatever you have attempted. So if you manage time properly and you attempt all the 100 marks, you are actually giving yourself a fair chance of getting a pass mark and a higher grade, a higher mark as well. Okay, so obviously we have to first of all target a pass mark, and then we try to achieve and score a high one. I would like to tell you that students frequently achieve very high scores in the exam. In this exam, a few attempts ago, one of our students scored 97% marks. Now this is crazy. 97% marks is a really great score. So that student is still in the FR group that we have, and he did a great job. And when we asked him what was the special thing that you did, he told us that I did practice from every source that I had. So I did plenty of practice. And obviously, if you do a lot of practice, the examiner has limited questions and the limited tricks. And if you do all the question practice, you have actually mastered all the tricks that he can test you with. So, and you could do very well in the exam. In the recent attempt, the result that we had, 2 to 3 students scored above 80%. Okay. So if you manage time well, your first goal should be to get a pass in this exam. The second goal should be that you did everything right and you scored like between 80s and 100 in the 90s. Okay. And you can score the 100 because this is a numerical exam. And if you get everything right, so you could do well. Like when it is the name of that student that scored 97%, his name is Sakib Kashum. And I told him, how could you lose those 3 marks since you got all the 97 marks? How could you lose the other 3 marks? Okay. So maybe some of you can score all the 100% marks, okay, and get the world distinction. Okay. So this was about the the encouragement that I want to give, that all of you have the potential to score very high in this exam. Okay. Then there is a lot of memorizing that needs to be done, but again, it's not the root knowledge that you go for, it's about practice. The more you practice, the more you automatically memorize everything. Okay, so this can be achieved through practice and application of the accounting standards to various situations. Okay, so I believe the in-depth knowledge, the quality understanding, and the quality practice. By quality, I mean that you try to grasp and make sure that you have a strong grip on all these standards and all the questions that you attempt. Okay, if you can achieve that, then I can guarantee that you can score very high in this exam. So I hope we are fine. If there is any aspect on this slide, you can ask me, because there were specific areas that I had to explain to you. Yes, students, you can ask me any question. Yes, if there is any question, you can just tell me, and we can, otherwise we can proceed. Fine. So I believe this is fine. I hope you can see my video. Okay. So I am moving on to the next one. You can provide me with the feedback. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. This is a very, very important slide. It lists all the important accounting standards, which we are going to discuss briefly. Okay, very good. And the what will be tested in interpretation, and the group accounts, and the common pitfalls that the students make. So we have discussed the pitfalls a bit, but we haven't looked at the accounting standards. Okay. So first of all, what I see is the IAS 16. It is such an important standard that you attempt any accounting exam, you will always encounter a question on IAS 16, because it relates to the most valuable items for a business, which is the property, plant, and equipment. So either it will be tested in terms of depreciation, or like the revaluation. Every exam will have IAS 16. So it is such an important standard, and it will be tested. I would say that it is being tested in all three sections. So you need to have a really strong grip on this standard. The next one is intangibles. The questions on intangibles can be made very tricky, and students might get trapped in the information that is provided. It is quite confusing. So you need to have a good grip, mastery on this standard. And the impairment, another valuable standard. So these are all related. The property, plant, and equipment, this is about the tangible ones, and the IS 38, the intangible. And then they can be subject to impairment, both the tangible and the intangible non-current assets. Okay, so the impairment is also related here, so that's why I put them in this, and I will be doing questions related to them in the live session in this specific order. Then comes the revenue, IFRS 15. This standard is very tricky. It has many areas that the examiner can test, and the examiner has been testing this standard frequently. Okay, you might think that revenue is a simple standard, but somehow it is the examiner's favorite. And you should always keep this in mind, that if the students are weak on something, the that area will be loved by the examiners. Okay, so since the students haven't shown great grip on this standard, so the examiner has been testing it frequently. In the recent attempts, students have been providing feedback that the examiner has been testing the revenue, the IFRS 15, IFRS 16, and recently the examiner, the students also have given me the feedback that the group accounts have also been tested a lot. Okay, in section A and section B. So you can never pick any area. So that's why avoid the selective study. Moving on to the next one, we have this new standard, the IFRS 18, the presentation and disclosure in financial statements. The guidance for making the financial statements, how to present them, what to disclose, will now be coming from IFRS 18, and we have specific section relating to the standards. We have the multiple choice questions from the ACCA hub, and we have the section C style questions also for this specific area. And we have all the guidance in the lecture videos as well. So this is the new standard, and we have covered it properly. Then the giant, the evergreen standards, which is the IFRS 9, the financial instruments. A very complicated area, but I must say, after looking at the lecture videos and the practice videos, you will have a strong grip on this one. But this is evergreen. The examiner always loves it and tests it. Okay, like these are major standards like the IFRS 9, IFRS 16. They really challenge your understanding. Then comes the taxation, the deferred tax, the EPS. So these are sorts of major monstrous accounting standards. When I was a student, I was really scared of them. But I'm happy that being a teacher, when I discuss these standards in the live session after the question practice, once they have watched the lecture videos and then they do the question practice, they really become strong at those standards and they perform very well in the exam. Okay, so they are important, and they, if you understand them, they become easy. Okay, because it's not the first time that we are teaching, it's not the first time the ACC has been testing, but with the kind of support that you people now have, honestly, I did not had that when I was a student, but now you have the teachers are expert now. The so much of the content is available, so you people are lucky that you can now understand these standards and apply them with ease. Okay, so moving on to the next one, which is the interpretation and the group accounts. I told previously in the previous slide as well that interpretation, people think that it's a very simple area, just do the number crunching. But I tell you, for number crunching, there are very few marks available. The bulk of the marks in the interpretation questions or the ratios questions is going to be about discussion. Now, this discussion has to be very specific to the information that is provided in the question. If you are trying to generalize the points and give general answers, then I tell you, you are losing critical marks. Okay, the examiner will be giving specific information. You need to pick it up and you need to relate it to your ratio analysis. Okay, so the bulk of the marks in the interpretation questions will be related to really interpreting your ratios. So ratios is regarded as number crunching. Interpreting those ratios is the real skill that you need to possess. Okay, and then we move to the group accounts. You see, the group accounts are complicated and you have to work on them, you have to practice them. But once you practice them, you feel like these things are easy. I can, you will start seeing a pattern, a certain way that the examiner tests those areas. Okay, so not really difficult, but they require the due practice, which is important. If you lack those practice, like the required practice, then you will be weak on those areas. But if you have, you have done all the practice that is required, I tell you, you will be cruising and you will feel like this is easy, I've done this in that question, and you will be going very smoothly with these questions as well. Okay, the common pitfalls really are based in the not deeper understanding of the accounting standards. When you do not have the deeper understanding, you will not be applying them properly, or rather, you will be misapplying them, and you might get confused. You might end up wasting some time. So again, the understanding. If you have good understanding, there will be no pitfalls. Okay, so you do your required hard work, understand the concept, do the question practice, which is available on site in abundance. On top of it, there will be live sessions, WhatsApp support, and you will be fine. Okay. I'm saying you all this because I'm talking with experience. Like the students that have appeared in the exam have done really well, and this was all due to the practice material that we have, the lecture videos that we have. They are so comprehensive and they are tried and tested. The students who have done them have really enjoyed their exam. It was easy for them. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Like some of the points that I've already mentioned about what we are supporting you at Vertex is the first of all the lecture videos, the question practice videos. We have updated the videos that we have been doing in the the live sessions from the ACCA hub quizzes, from the BPP, from the Kaplan. So there is plenty of material available, and it is diverse, okay, because different kits test you differently. So we have tried to put a lot of practice material available. Okay, so this should be your order. Like first of all, you attempt the you watch the lecture videos, then you watch the practice question videos, and then you test yourself with the quizzes that are also available on site. Okay, once you're done with the understanding and the question practice, then you straight away go for the quizzes so that you could assess how well you have attempted and how well you have understood the concepts. Later on, there is another regressive testing, really strong testing that goes through the progress test. Okay, that is in addition to the quizzes. So there is plenty of testing, and at the end there are going to be the mock exams. Fine. So this is your study through lecture videos, question practice videos, your assessment through quizzes, and the progress test. Then, on top of all this, you will have a weekly live session, one live session per week. And there is another thing which is assignments, which we have included because we felt that a lot of students were not doing well in the theoretical areas. So, to improve your chances of doing well in the theoretical areas like the interpretation questions, and in the other question, which is the 20 marker, which is the group account or the single entity, the examiner has started testing or allocating marks on the theoretical questions. And we felt that the students were not doing well on those theoretical aspects. To support that, we have introduced assignments. And the assignments are all written, like there is no numerical element. The students can submit their assignments with the support of numbers, but we haven't given any numericals. We want to test students on the assignments, and we have made the assignments related to each topic. So as you go on with your study, we have this time, and you will be given information in the group that the assignment is there. You will be attempting the assignment, you will be sending it to me, I will be marking that. And then the second assignment, the third assignment, the assignments are related to all the important standards. Okay, so when you do the assignments, what you get yourself ready for is the challenging theoretical part. Okay, and finally, the WhatsApp support, which I feel and my students also feel that this is very good, because when you're stuck in a situation and you do not have any answer, you just post your question on WhatsApp, identify what is the issue. I will be responding to your questions. Or recently, I've also observed that many students have started responding if they have done this question. So it's a really good collective study environment that we have on the WhatsApp. We have been using it very, very effectively. And usually I try to answer the question the same day. At times when I'm on my desk, I would just answer instantly, or otherwise, you might get the answer like sometime, but it will be done the same day. Okay. I've already discussed the methodology here, that you watch the lecture videos, watch the question practice videos, assess yourself with the quizzes, and then you also have the progress test, which are covered, which will be given to you after you have covered a certain area of the syllabus. Okay, so there will be 3 to 4 progress tests as well. Okay, and then at the end there will be a mock as well. So this was about the support that we are offering and the methodology, how to approach this syllabus. So, students, this was about what is in the exam, what are we offering to you, and now we are looking at the question and answer session. I am available for your questions here. If there is anything that you haven't understood, you can ask me questions on that.
So I'd just like to know, how long do you offer your courses for? I intend to write to sit the exam in March, right? So if I sign up now, how long is the program? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months?
It is going to be 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. Okay. So you advise that I sign on in December for March.
Yeah, you should assign. You should go for December attempt because there is plenty of time for you to go for the December attempt.
You think so? Because
Yes, yes.
the syllabus looks very heavy, and I know with
No, no,
ACCA,
no, no.
I know
I
with
tell you,
ACCA, you need to know everything based on experience. Based what I did in the past is, since the syllabus was so heavy, I selected topics to learn. This is why I said no selective learning. And when I got to the exam, it was a complete
have
surprise that I
you
was not ready.
have you attempted this exam before?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I attempted it. I attempted it in September. I don't know
okay,
what my results are yet, but I don't feel good about it. Hence why I'm trying to prepare myself, because I wrote it. I don't know if I failed, but I don't feel like I did well
okay.
because
Well, well,
because of time, I kind of rushed through my studies and I did a lot of
but
selective studies.
I must
Yes.
recommend you. I must recommend you to go for the December attempt because you see, you have appeared in the exam, and I pray that you clear the exam. But in case if you are not successful, I would say that you are already familiar with all the topics, so you should go for it. You should definitely go for this exam in December because there is going to be nothing new for you. So why to delay your exam? Why to delay your qualification? You should go for this
Yeah.
December.
Yes. Okay, I
Okay.
understand. But I'll wait for my results though. I'm just preparing for like worst case scenario.
No, no, I
Um
agree. I believe you will
also
pass.
thanks. Also, what are your fees like? Is that on your page, or where can I find that information?
Um, what are you saying? What is on our page?
No, I'm asking what are the fees? The fees.
Yes, you can. I will. You can write that, and you can approach the coordinator. I will give you the information. You can write on VLS-online. So you can just see on WhatsApp. I will be providing with you all the information. Okay, and you
Okay.
can also find the information on site. Have you visited the site?
I think briefly, but
Yeah,
I
there are
didn't go into
various
detail
options.
because
There
I've
are
already
various
followed
options
up.
available. You can have the annual subscription plan. You can have you can buy this exam. So you can see them. You go over them, and then you can discuss with me. Okay? Are you in the group?
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
Yeah. You're welcome.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so fine. You're not in the group. Okay, then you can mail
No.
us, and we will put you on the group. Okay, and you can have a
Okay,
discussion.
no problem. Thanks.
Okay. Yes. Are there more questions?
Yeah, I would like to ask one question.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, please.
We talked about answering our questions on Excel.
Yes.
I just wanted to know how strong should your Excel skills be in order to be able to attempt these exams confidently?
Well, I believe that with practice, you will be able to have a good grip on your Excel skills. because you see, if you do not have any expertise or if you do not have any command on Excel, if you start working now, by the time you're ready for the exam, you will also be good at the Excel. Okay, so Excel is not a complicated software. It's very easy, and you see these days people are usually well familiar with the computers and the gadgets. Technology has become easy. It's very user friendly, so that is not an issue. When you study and you do practice, you watch the tutors working through Excel, it will be easy.
Okay. And
Yes.
then secondly, you have emphasized about the issue regarding questions which are structured, like which require writing. I managed to attempt one of the exam, performance management, and when I was attempting that, I realized that the trend of asking structured questions, like which require essay writing, it is really becoming part of ACCA exams,
Exactly.
and
Yes, yes.
you have also talked about it. So I really wanted to know what is the best approach to approach questions where you are supposed to write essays
Yes.
in order to
I
really grasp those marks.
I
Mm,
must say, for that specific thing, we have introduced the assignments.
mm,
This is the second year we have been successfully making our students complete the assignments. We provide the feedback, and your ability to write good essays which are up to the mark according to the requirements of the examiner. You are ready for it. Okay, but attempting the assignments is critical, as you said, with your own experience, that the examiner has been testing a lot on those theoretical aspects. So you must master that skill of attempting the theoretical questions, and that will become stronger when you have attempted all the assignments. You see, when you attempt the first assignment, you might not feel very comfortable, but we have like 8 assignments, and once you have attempted all of them, you've received feedback on every assignment. Then I must say you will be ready for the exam, and you will be able to get full marks out of the theoretical questions.
okay, thank you.
Yes. Yes, students, I must emphasize this, that all of you must attempt the assignments. They are crucial for your success. Okay, I've got some questions on the chat. Fine. Yes, this is yeah. There is this question: how do we approach this? How do we prepare this? How do we approach the preparation? I have gone through this in detail. Like, first of all, watch the lecture videos, watch the question practice videos, and then assess yourself by attempting the quizzes. Okay. Uh, Simultaneously, you will be attempting the live classes as well. The live classes are not there for any explanation of the topic. The live classes are only focused on the question practice. Okay, so the order should be the lecture videos, the question practice videos, and the quizzes. And when you have the live session, you will be informed on the group, and you can join the live session. Yes. Yes, students. Any more questions?
Okay, thank you very much, Mashud. Though my question was asked, I was like looking at the volume of the work to be done. I was saying I've been able to create the schedule, being that you are working. One is working alongside trying to see how you meet up with the so I really want to go for the December, so I just need some encouragement, so to say,
Yes,
strategy.
I must
Yeah.
say here, that December is the best attempt for you. I tell you, you might end up forgetting a lot of stuff. Okay, so I would just like to I would just like you people to see the FR page, so that I would just like to explain how to approach this, so that you can see for yourself how well we have structured our page, and you can understand. Okay, I've got another question before I get into the site. Okay, I studied financial accounting. Yes, to answer your question, I have this site page in front of you. You can see that a lot of topics from the financial accounting are also discussed here on this page. So first of all, we have these demo lectures, which you can see and you can get an idea how well we have explained every topic. These demo videos also have some of the question practice as well. And then if we move on, we have the financial accounting, the F3 level. We have given you the resources that we're going to provide. There is going to be a customized study plan that is available through the Vertex app. You can download the mobile app for the Vertex, and you can plan your study according to the time that you have. And then there, as you said, that there are certain topics which are related to the FA, so the financial accounting, or you can call it F3. So those important topics are also, there are videos related to them also. Okay, so you can go through them, and then you could go to the first topic, the conceptual framework and the regulatory framework. There is the explanation, there are study notes here. And then, as I said, this new standard, which is the IFRS 18, again, there are those lecture videos. And then there is this practice stage and the kit exam questions. You have this section C style question on that. You have the MCQs, the quizzes from the ACCA hub, the quizzes from the ACCA practice section are also available here. The same follows with all the next one is the major revenue standard, the IFRS 15. Again, the whole explanation is here. Then there is this practice stage. You have plenty of question practice related to this topic. You see, this has question from BPP. This has question from section C style. This has question from Kaplan kit. So there is, and then there are quizzes as well. This is something that you must do. That first of all, you understand the standard, and then you look at the practice videos, and then you can also go through the study notes. Every video also has the relevant slides, the notes for it. And when you're done with the quizzes, you can move on to the next topic. Okay, so this should be the approach: watching the lecture videos, watching the question practice videos, and going for the quizzes to assess yourself. Then comes the all-important IEAS 16. Again, the same pattern: the lecture videos, the notes, the question practice videos, and before moving on to the next topic, you must do the quizzes. Okay, never move to another chapter or another section without going through the quizzes. They are critical. Okay, so again, this follows this pattern is followed for all the topics. All the topics will have the lecture videos, will have the question practice videos, the quizzes, the notes. So we are offering a complete package. Okay, there are section C style questions as well. A separate section is for there. And when we are going to go through the live sessions, we are going to have a separate section on the site for them. And as you progress, you will see the assignments popping up, that now the first assignment is due. And then there is this progress test as well, which is covered after these standards. IFRS 15, when you're done with that, 16, 38, 40, 36. And this progress test will have the questions related to all the standards that you have moved. Then we move to the next one, IS 10, IS 20, and then there is IS 12. And again, the same pattern, the question practice videos, the quizzes. Okay, so this is a very comprehensive resource that is made available to you. And on top of it, you will have the live sessions, you will have the WhatsApp as well, and the assignments. Okay. So from our side, it is there. But I must say that you should not be overwhelmed by it. Why? Because you see, these are lecture videos. You're not going through a book. uh, Going through a book, reading a book can be very difficult. Honestly, when I was a student, it was very difficult to go through the books. It was difficult to look at every aspect, understanding everything. I did my ACCA back in 2006, and I did my SEMA in 2012. And I'm telling you this so that you could appreciate how important or how useful the videos are. So when I planned to do my SEMA in 2012, I got all the books, and they were these huge books. So I was really like scared again, like I have to study those books again. But then I found the videos back in those days in 2012. The videos had just started, and I found all the videos for all the exams that I was appearing in. And I tell you, it was so easy. I loved how the tutors were explaining those things, and that was very early. Okay. And now the things have moved on to another level, and you people are lucky to have this kind of resource. Okay. Because when I was a student, it was, very, very difficult. But now this is huge time saving. You could achieve so much in very little time. Okay. So honestly, I must say that you're very, very lucky to have access to all of this, because going through everything through a book is very difficult. But when you watch a lecture video, you see how short these videos are. 20 minutes, 13 minutes. So you can see that a lot can be covered in such a short time. Okay. So this is a blessing, and you should utilize it to maximum. And that's why you should not be scared, because it is very easy. Okay. Watching those videos, we have kept it short. We've tried to keep short videos so that you could understand them easily, because watching a video of 1 hour can be problematic. A 13 minutes video, 17 minutes video, 15 minutes video, 4 minutes video, 6 minutes video, we have broken down everything. So this gives you very easy access, easy approach. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I must appreciate what you have talked about in regarding the videos. I had just started preparing for for this course and one other. Indeed, they make work simpler, but there are certain instances where sometimes I watch the videos and I go blank sometimes. There are certain videos that I can watch, but I don't understand. Now,
Yeah,
for
you
that
see,
case, what would be the best approach?
yes,
Should I
I
go
must
to
say, at
picture
times,
sources?
if
Hmm.
you get confused, you always have WhatsApp. You could
Hmm.
approach me privately as well. You can see me on the group, and whenever you get stuck in certain area, you always have the tutor
Hmm.
support available. So again, this is another recent thing, the WhatsApp being used frequently. So that I would say this is a huge opportunity for students. Whenever they get stuck, they can always approach the tutor, and you can get the response. So we will not let you stuck anywhere. Okay.
Okay, okay, that's
Very
good.
good. So we come back to the this question and answer session. Yes, students, do we have more questions?
Okay, thank you very much. I just while you were going through the lectures on the platform, the FA, that's the level before the course before this, financial accounting. Is it something that we have to go through before we start
No, no.
the main?
I think this is like one of the student told me that he did FA some time ago. So to get a refresher, to get refresh on that basic concepts, you can look at those videos if you want. Otherwise, the best approach is to go through with the pattern, like going for the IFRS 15 first and so on. Now follow the order that is there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, students, do we have more questions?
So just one more. I'm not sure if this is allowed to ask you now, but what course do you suggest I do after FR? What course do you suggest we do after FR?
Well, you see, FR is a numerical exam, and the next exam, the best one would be taxation. Since you have to give this exam, you could attempt taxation right after FA, because both are numerical, and since you are in the form of dealing with the numbers in FR, tax would be the best exam.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. So students, if you find any problems, any confusions, you can approach me privately. You can write them on the group. So it is going to be a very good environment for understanding difficult areas. And as one of the students identified that at times he gets blank, so you can just approach on the group or approach the tutor. Okay. Yes, do we have more questions?
I want to ask, I know on the platform they have if you want to have write one course, you have the annual plan, you have the life plan. I don't know if someone like you've already subscribed for just a course on the Practice Learning Solution and you felt like, okay, maybe you would like to go for the life. I don't know how your life works. What's the I know it's not FR, but I believe you can answer this. Is it something you guys consider, and what's the procedure for someone that has subscribed for one course and is looking for, okay, it's better I just do the live. I know there's live, there's annual, so
No,
is it
you see,
possible?
there is no live class. The
What no
live
what
class
I'm
is
saying
only one.
is the subscription for your course.
Yeah, the annual subscription is different, and the annual subscription is for the whole year, and the package is the same. Like you will have access to all the courses on Vertex, and
Okay.
it does not mean that you have live classes. There is only one live class per week for all the courses that we have, and it does not, like, if you get the annual plan, you're not getting the live classes. We're not doing the live classes. We've got all the content recorded. The live class is only there to have this contact of you people with, like in FR, it's with me, with the tutor. Okay. Otherwise, there is the content on site is complete. So when you have the annual plan, you can have all the exams. Wherever, on the other hand, if you get the plan for one exam, you can only have, only one exam will be available to you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So, students, we conclude this session here. We will have our weekly live session every Saturday. So, once you are in the group, I will be giving you the information for the live session. Okay. So, it was really nice being with all of you. There were good questions being asked, and I hope you people have understood. So, this is all from my side. Good luck with the December 2025 attempt. And we will stay in touch. We will have the live sessions, and we will also have the WhatsApp. Okay. So, students, that is all from my side. Take good care and best of luck.